Whoa! Don't adjust your YouTube settings. This is not 2016 Anna, although I know it does look familiar. But it is a little spooky, right? I mean, come on. Do I look a year older? If you answered yes, rude. If you answered no, I don't appreciate liars, get out of my house. I've even got my journal, I've got my rhino. Nope, that joke is still not worth it. I'm not any stronger. Okay, but seriously, this was fun, but I don't want people to watch the exact same video, so I'm gonna change. Huh! Boosh! Alright, so if you watched last year's video on the year 2016, you'll know how this works. I'm just gonna go through the year and tell you some of the highlights, some of the pinpoints, some of the major things, and then I'll give my Anna superlatives for 2017. Plus, also side note, I made some goals for this year, 2017, and I'm proud to say that I met some major ones. 1, I made a sketch every 2 months, which hopefully you've been keeping up with. 2, I did 3 cosplays this year, like I intended, and 3, I went to a convention. My very first convention. So yay, a little bit of celebration. I think there are more, but I don't remember, and I want to jump into the year. Let's go! And just looking back at this list and reading it, I've had about 18 quarter-life crises. This is so weird. I have notes on my phone, so I'm probably gonna be looking at that just so you know. Alright, January! January started out with the greatest New Year's Eve / day ever. It was New Year's with my friend Michelle, Chandler, Carissa, Brian, my brother, and my cousin Harrison. It was friggin' awesome. There was food, there was dancing, there was a live band. Carissa and I sang Flight, which we later made a video covering, if you saw that, and we played this game Munchkin. And congratulations, Chandler, King of the New Year. Unfortunately, you are now stripped of that title. Sorry. January 14th, I met with my friend Ben at Norm's restaurant, I believe, and we wrote the Arrival sketch, or at least came up with it that day. I also took a few cardio pop dance classes with Amber, and they totally kicked my ass. I was way out of shape. Ugh. January is also when I started bottle service training at the club that I currently work. This is also when I started my first cosplay, the Belle Villager cosplay, and I tried to dye a corset, and I stained the sink and the microwave and the cat. It cost a lot of money. February 5th was Glenn Powell's Super Bowl party, which was like probably the funnest night of the year, I'm gonna say. Most fun, whatever. I got to meet a lot of cool people and hang with my old crew from Everybody Wants Some, Aaron, and Forrest, and Tanner, and I met a new group of girls, which was really cool. February 14th, of course, was Valentine's Day, and I said that really weird, Valentine's Day, where we had Palentine's Day with Amber, Parker, Andrew, Jeremy, and Molly, their friend Molly, and Amber made this huge feast, and it was really good. After that, I made a trip up to New York to see Quentin in Hamilton, which was of course, incredibly exciting. He's amazing. And we hung out and we watched Series of Unfortunate Events and ate milk and Oreos, and it was a great time. Good job, Quentin. February 21st, I shot the Arrival sketch and then holed up in my cave for 2 days editing. February 26th was an Oscars potluck party, which I attended with Amber, where they announced the wrong winner, which I still think they did on purpose. They took notes from the publicity that Miss Universe got for announcing the wrong winner. I'm just saying, I'm not saying scandal, I'm just saying scandal, you know what I mean? March is when I moved to my place in North Hollywood, which I thought was only gonna be for a month. It ended up being for like months and months. It was also when I went to PotterCon with Amber. March was also when my dad and brother visited me in LA, and we had so much fun. It was such a great trip. I went with Arthur and Andrew, not the Amber friend Andrew, but another friend Andrew, to see the new Beauty and the Beast, which was, you know, it was okay. But we saw that at the Walt Disney Studios, so that was awesome. April I had a bit of a sad period. I was a little bit blue. It happens every once in a while in the year, and it's okay, but April was sort of my sad month. But I got brunch with my friend Cash from like way back in the day, like way when I was in maybe like middle school, high school. So, you know, good things come out of being sad and reaching out, like connecting with an old friend. I also released the sketch She's Perfect But May! Oh God, looking at this, I remember May. May was stressful. May was a month of adulting. I was taking care of taxes and new health insurance and appointments. It was kind of dull, so I don't actually have much in May because it was just a boring adult month. In May, I had my 1-year anniversary of living in LA, and I actually spent it on set because this was the first month of filming Polaris Primetime, which was a video game TV show for Disney XP P that I was on. June I spent a lot of time hanging out with friends that I met at Polaris Primetime. I also went to a bonfire party on the beach with Arthur where I discovered Kinder S'mores and Cookie S'mores, where instead of just regular chocolate, you put Kinder chocolate or just a straight up cookie. In June, I also signed with Collier in Austin, that's a talent agency, and Central Artists, which is my current talent agency in LA. Boop. So I would say that's a pretty big milestone in my career. June was month 2 of filming Polaris Primetime, so more of that. I also got my Wonder Woman bikini, which I love. I still have. I really like it. July started out with a tour of Anaheim with my good friend Amber. She lives very close to there, used to work in the city, so she knows a good deal about it, and we went to lots of fun places. See here. I also painted 2 pairs of Chihiro's shoes for the cosplay. I say Chihiro. I'm aware that it's kind of like Chihiro, but I say Chihiro, I'm sorry, it's habit. I also produced the Millennial Baby Shower sketch this month. In July, finally, Polaris Primetime aired, and I released the behind-the-scenes videos. That whole series can be found on my channel. Also in July, my friend Chris visited, and him and Arthur and I hung out, and it was super fun. Shout out Chris, miss you buddy, come back soon. And in July, I finally finished my bell corset. After dyeing it, hand painting it twice, it was just so much work, but I finished. In August, Arthur and Chris and I had this huge steak cookout with like béarnaise sauce and new potatoes and roasted asparagus. It was amazing. And then that night we ate pop chips and watched the 2014 Annie. And I just thought that was definitely something to go in the books. In August, my Aunt Carrie and her 2 boys, Michael and Matthew, visited. That was great. I don't have to say that everything's great or fun. That's why I'm saying it. In August, I also auditioned for, booked, and started filming the Fail Army live streams on Fridays, all in the same month.
That was great. It was fun.
It was great. It was fun. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was spectacular. I had a really good time. It was also the solar eclipse, the greatest time of the year. Heavily anticipated solar eclipse party at Arthur's. That was great, that was fun. I also shot and released, this is the point of the video where I'm getting a little loopy. I also shot and released the horoscope sketch all by my lonesome. Arthur helped film, but you know, that, yeah. It was Amber's birthday, and we celebrated by going to Disneyland and eating at Ariel's Grotto, which is a super fancy. Thank you, Amber. And I made a little video at Disneyland because I Disney-bounded Prince Eric. Then, I think it was like literally the next day, we went and saw a Goofy movie where I had my second cosplay of the year, well, first completed cosplay of the year, Roxanne from Goofy movie. It was our friend who was visiting from overseas, Betty's birthday, and we had Mexican food and froyo, and we went to a UCB show, so that was really fun. It was really great! September! In September, my friend Darnell and I started and beat Overcooked in 2 sessions, 3 stars every level. What? September 15th, I moved to Burbank! Back to the city I originally lived in when I first moved here. The circle of life. I also took a trip to Austin for my sister's wedding, and that's when Carissa and I sang Flight, our lovely little duet. Woo! I also attempted in September the 30-day butt workout challenge, which I completed. I did it, which was really exciting for me because I've never been like an everyday person, like do the same thing every day. So I was really proud of myself. September is also when I learned to blow fire at the club, foreshadowing. October! In October, I filmed my Hagrid sketch, Hagrid Basic Bitch sketch. I bought a sewing machine, which is very exciting because it means I can do more complex future cosplays. And I finished my Belle cosplay just in time for Halloween. I spent Halloween at Musical Mondays with Amber and her friend Chris and Q, who came and visited. And then that night, I watched Sixth Sense with my little sister who moved to LA recently. Little sister, like school, little sister in college. You know what I mean? We watched Sixth Sense, which I had never seen before. It was good. It was really good. And in true Halloween candy fashion, we ate cookie dough and Reese's and cookies and cream Hershey's, which are some of my favorite things. In October, I adulted hard because of my Fail Army job. I had some extra money. I decided to pay off all my debt so I don't owe anyone anything major.
What about your student loans?
Listen, I mean people. I owed people. We're working on my student loans still. I also attended the Golden Screen Awards, which in and of itself, you know, it was nice, but mostly I bought a new gown for that and got to wear, and it was kind of pretty. I always forget my birthday in October because I'm more excited for Halloween, but it was also my birthday, and I had like I had the most amazing birthday week. It was awesome. I had a game night with the Polaris Primetime people where we played Betrayal and Secret Hitler, which is actually a really fun game. Don't judge. I also went to dinner at the Federal with some of my loved ones, Arthur and Co. And Quentin, because he was in town, treated me to a birthday dinner. November! In November, it was the LA premiere of Last Flag Flying, which is Richard Linklater's latest movie that Q is in. And so him and I and friends went to the premiere party. I also did Leslie Kahn's intro class, which is, if you don't know, Leslie Kahn is a huge LA acting teacher, like one of the best. She's amazing. So I started up classes then, or the intro class. I also made a hosting reel. You can see that on my website, animeston.com, if you want. I don't know. I went to Denmark to celebrate with my mom and brother and, you know, like the Danish side of the family to celebrate my sister's wedding reception. But we not only celebrated that, we had Thanksgiving, early Christmas, my sister's husband's birthday, and the wedding reception with a 5-course meal. Like, we were celebrating nonstop there. And I got to see my mommy. Hi, mommy. Thanks for making my year good. I also saw Rhett and Link's tour of Mythicality this month with Amber. And I caught on fire. Remember that foreshadowing? And there you go. I caught on fire while blowing fire at the club. That's how I got this sucker, which will hopefully, hopefully it's gonna go away. I'm putting some Mederma on it, doing my thing. December! So in December I had an audition for General Hospital, which nothing came of it. I didn't think it was going to, but it was kind of cool because the audition was held on location, so I got to see the set of General Hospital, which was neat. I also did the comedy intensive for Leslie Kahn's class, which was 3 weeks of classes, and then in between, every day in between, we had to rehearse with our group for 3 hours and rehearse by ourselves an hour before that. So it was a lot. It was a lot. I was very busy. This is also kind of cool. BuzzFeed had their holiday party at the club, and so I got to meet the Try Guys, who I watch a lot. I kind of geeked out and didn't harass them, but I got to, say hi to them and let them know I was a fan and watch their videos. So that was kind of cool. This is also when I filmed and released, but filmed my December sketch, the casting director agent workshop sketch, twice. Special no thanks to Actors Artistry for making my life a living nightmare. But I refilmed it at my friend's place, who was kind enough to let me use her setup, and now it's out. I also, finally, in December, finished my Chihiro cosplay. 2 different outfits, both her work outfit and her after work outfit. And so basically in the new year, I'm hoping to do a photo shoot of all these cosplays that I finished, but point is I finished it. And I went to Austin, where I am right now. And in Austin, I visited with family, I visited with friends, I visited with my best friend, Carissa. Woo woo! Ayo. We saw The Disaster Artist, and then with my family, I saw 3 billboards and Coco, so it's been kind of a movie trip. And they were all good, honestly. Yeah, they were all really good. I recommend seeing all of them. And y'all, that was my year. I'm working in this guy right now to figure out some goals for next year. And I'm not forgetting this time. I have my Anna's superlatives, my things of the year. And I want to state the rules of these superlatives. It's not necessarily that these things came out this year. It's that I discovered or was enveloped in them this year. They shaped me this year, if you will. Game of the year. First place goes to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, because I saw a lot of people's playthroughs of it. It was a really cool game. And it was so cool that I made a video on it. Runner up probably has to be Dream Daddy. Go watch a playthrough of that if you haven't. It's very funny. Honorable mention goes to Doki Doki Literature Club. I could have had that sweet, sweet second place, but it gets points off because there's a natural flaw in the game that you have to play through 3 hours of ridiculously detailed gameplay that's a little bit dull, let's be honest. I don't care if they argued over a cookie for 20 minutes. I just don't. And that being the case, you can't tell people to play it without slightly spoiling it so that their interest will remain piqued. Also, I know that you video game people are probably freaking out that I didn't say Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is for a very specific reason, and that is because I haven't played it and I haven't watched any footage of it because I want to play it myself, so I can't do anything, but I know it probably would be Game of the Year if I played it. Movie of the Year, first place goes to Titanic, which I saw for the very first time this year, and honestly, I understand why it's legendary. It was amazing. I'm obsessed. Second place goes to Get Out, which was just a phenomenal movie. Song of the Year, first place goes to Lil Dicky's Pillow Talking, which I listened to on repeat 8 million times when I first heard it. Second place goes to Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. That song I could listen to 1 million times and I'd still kind of like it, I think. Honorable mention goes to iDubbbz's, how do you make that possessive? iDubbbz on YouTube released a diss track for Rice Gum, which, you know, YouTube drama or whatever, but it was a very clever song and catchy as heck, so he gets the honorable mention award. And TV shows, first place goes to Game of Thrones, which I caught up so far, I think 6 seasons. I need to watch the last one still, but I watched those all this year. Second place, Black Mirror. I know it didn't come out this year, but I sure did watch a lot of it this year. And that was Anna's 2017. Friends, subscribe and join me for the great adventure that will be 2018, because I sure am excited and I've got a lot of good things coming. And I already know I'm starting out with this huge project that you won't want to miss. So stick with me. Happy 2017 and have a fantastic 2018. Let's get shit done, yeah? Mwah! Signing out. I'm gonna go eat Whole Foods with Carissa now. Bye!